Hello, welcome to Tech Transform. In this video, I am going to proceed with the next level of concepts in Python. In my last video, I have discussed about different data types and we did hands-on on all the data types available in Python. Let's quickly check what I'm going to cover in this tutorial. First one we are going to cover is control flow in Python, like if, else, how to use that, for loops. Then we will check how to do tuple unpacking, then how we are going to iterate the dictionary, then while loop, then also we can how to use break, continue and pass. There are some useful operators also we are going to see, like range, enumerator, or zip. We are also going to see some of the inbuilt random library in Python, that is called shuffle and randint. These are the methods available in this random library. Also, we are going to see a list comprehension, means how it's a unique way of quickly creating a list in Python, how we can quickly create a list in Python. Let's get started with first control flow in Python, and let me open my Jupyter notebook. It's already running. So this Anaconda is already running. Okay, launch the notebook. We are going to work in the same working directory. Let's go inside work. Let's go to our learn Python. Yeah. Now let's create new Python notebook. Give it a name like Python statement. Okay. First thing we are going to see, control flow. Okay. So control flow in Python is works same like in other programming. Let's say if I want to do if, something like if you have to give something like if condition. I'm right now writing the syntax only. If condition colon has basically it's any if condition satisfied, do something. If not specify, do nothing. Let's say I want to do give else, and then here we can say uh, do something else, like this. If we want to have more than one condition we want to specify, we can give like this, if. Yes, do here. Now let's quickly check in action. Let's say x is equal to 2. If x is equal to 1, print. Notice the indentation here. If in Python it's the indentation or white space is very important. Means you cannot write your code just above the I. You have to in order to specify what code belongs to what logical unit, you have to put indentation. This code is going to belong for this if statement. That's why it automatically take these white spaces. If you are doing like this, it will give you an error. See, it's coming red. Print. X is 1. Again, let's say I want to give if x is equal to 2, print yes, x is true. Okay, or else we can give else nothing passed here. Let's run this. So x value is 2, so x equal to 1, it doesn't certify it. It didn't go inside this loop. Then it went to x equal to 2. So that is true, so this statement is executed. Let's quickly check this value to 1. So now this is executing because this become true. Let's say I am giving 3, so this is also not going to true, this is also not going to true. The loop will go inside, the control flow will go inside this. Nothing matched here. So that's what relate to for that if else if condition. Now let's quickly move to for loops. For loops is basically, the syntax is, if you want to iterate on any items in the list, you should use for loop like that. Let's say I want to declare a list. My list is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. Let's say I want to iterate all the item and want to print that. For that, for syntax is for item in my list colon enter. Notice the code indentation because this code is going to belong here for statement. Then quickly you can type print item. It's already defined, right? 1 2 3 4 5. Yeah, so I didn't run this loop, that's why it was. So see, we are able to loop all the items inside list. And the different way we can, so let's say I want to do a for x in hello world colon int x. Let's say I want to print all those items in this particular string. We can apply for loop in order to print all the characters. We can do like this, for x in hello world print x, so it will come like this. Let's say there is another way to do same thing. For, if you don't want to specify anyway, simply put underscore in hello world, okay, colon print underscore. You don't have to specify any name. See, this is the same thing. Also you can do, let's say if you want to declare a tuple is equal, I'm giving 1 2 comma 3. We want to iterate this tuple, you should use like for item in t colon print t. For item, sorry, for item in item, we got this all this value. We are able to iterate the tuple. Now this is also called tuple unpacking. See, we have a tuple. Using this for loop, we are able to unpack this tuple. So this is called tuple unpacking. Let's see more detail. It's tuple. What is tuple unpacking? Okay, let's say I have a list and each item is a tuple. My list is equal to, okay, 1 comma 2 3 comma 4 5 comma 5 comma 6. So this is our list. It contains tuple of 2 numbers. Let's say I want to unpack this tuple. For that we can apply for item in my list print item. So see what we got here. We got all these items 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now quickly, if want to do something like this, we can do, as you already know, this is the tuple, and it's why it's coming like this. For I in my list, yeah, I haven't executed this particular cell, that's why it was keeping the old value. My list is containing this tuple, and I am able to iterate over the tuple. See, I am able to actually unpack this tuple. Every element was tuple, and I am able to get this every element. We can do something like this. We can replace this I with something like this. Because you can see each result is like this. You can see a comma b, also a comma b in my list, print a comma b. You can do same thing like this. Also you can do print separate, value of b. You can also print the separate value of b. Okay, like this you are able to actually unpack the tuple. You can do same thing with a 3-dimensional tuple. Let's go and see. The next thing is Iterate Dictionary. Okay, here we are going to iterate dictionary actually using for loop. Let's create a dictionary first. D is equal to k1 key 1 value, then k2 key assigning value 2, then k3 key contains value as 3. So this is the dictionary we are able to create. Let's say I want to iterate over this dictionary. For that, for item in D, okay, print item. See, we are iterating this dictionary, and once we have tried to print this item, we are getting only key. So by default, if you're directly using this item, it will give you key. If you want to get that key or value both, you should use d dot items. D dot items. This will give you both the value. See, we got the key and the value. Fine. Now let's say what is in our next topic. The next topic is while loop. The while syntax is basically there would be a condition, while keyword, then condition colon has something. You can also put else also with while. So this is the syntax, means if any condition while loop works like that, if the condition is always true, it will keep executing this line always. If the condition is false, it will come to this else statement and it will execute this. So let's quickly check what we can do with the while loop. Let's say x is equal to 0 while, now we have to give condition . while x less than 5, print. I want to print the value of x. I am using f string for format the string. The value of x is remember we have to this x is less than 5 because is if x equal to 0 and if x less than 5, this condition will always true, and this will never become false. That's why we should always take care while using while loop. You should not write a condition that will move you to in an infinite loop. For that, let's quickly give the condition for that. X is equal to x plus 1. Every time I'm increasing the x. So what it will do, it will start from 0 1 2 3 4 5 up to 4 5 times. It is going to print this value of x is this. Okay, see, we got that. Now we using for loop, we can also do break, continue and pass. Let's quickly check what are these. Now next we are going to cover break statement, continue, break, continue, PASS. Let's first check pass. What happens? Let's say in pass, if you have a list of item, let me create a one list item containing 1 2 3. If we want to do for item in x, if we want to iterate that, and let's say right now I don't want to use anything. If I will give a comment like that, will come will code letter. If you try to execute this, it will throw an exception like unexpected end of while parsing, unexpected end of function while parsing. So basically, once you started your for loop and you give a colon, the Python is expecting you have to put something, because your code indentation is start. You have to put something. This comment is it's going to discard. That's why it's yelling, and it asks you for some code to write here. But what happen if you're in development, if you don't want to write anything inside this body? For that, there is a keyword pass. You can use pass. It will allow you to what happened? And this object is not iterable. Why? Okay, I haven't execute this. See, now this is allowing me. So that's for the pass use. Continue is like that. If let's say I am declaring another list containing 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma 6 comma 7 comma 8. Break is what we'll do if you are running a loop. If you are using inside that break, if on a particular condition, what it will do, it will break the whole loop and it will go out from that loop. But if you want to do continue, it will break just the current iteration and it will move you to the next iteration at the top of the current closest loop. So quickly check in action how to do that. So now we have a list containing 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Let's say I want to print the value. I want to iterate it. Item I in x, print I. Let's say here I am able to print all the values. Let's say I don't want to print the value 3. For that, we should use continue operator like if x equal to 3 colon continue. Means what it is doing, if it is going to find the value 3, it will continue, means it will just skip this particular loop per particular iteration and it will move you to the next iteration. Let's quickly check this. Sorry, I, it should be I, because this value we are matching. See, now 3 is not there, so it skip that particular loop with starting with 3. So it's just skipping that particular iteration if you are using this continue. Let's say I want to break after 3. Let's say I want to reach 1. I reached 1 2 3. After that I want to break all the statement, all the iteration. I want to move to the next line of code. For that, break. See, it came like 1 2. Once it reaches 3, it came here, break it, break this current iteration. So that's what the use of break, continue and pass. The next thing is in our agenda is useful operators. Yeah, first is range functions. Range function, and one is enumerate. These two we are going to look. How the range function work? Let's say I want to first see the normal way. Let's say I want to create a list of containing items, integer items 1 2 3 4 5. So this is one way to create list. Okay, there we can use inbuilt, there is a useful operators available that is called a range function. We can utilize that and we can create the same list like this. Let's quickly check that. For num in range 10, print num. See what happens. We use this range operator. What it is doing, it's creating a list, it's creating a range from value 0 to 9. It's not excluding the last value, that is called 10. So the first we can do like this. The first step is like the start index, the index let's say 11, the step size is 1. I want to start from 1, go to 11, 11 is not included, and the step size, each size we want to jump 1. Let's see what happens. See, it start from 1 up to 10. We will go like this. So this is the use of range operator. You can create in list also. Let's say if you want to declare directory range 1 10, it's going to give you range. This is the it's not going to return in a list. If you want to convert in a list, so you could type like that, list. If you want to create a list of value from 0 to 10, you don't have to write explicitly. Simply type list range of what, 10, enter. See, you got this list by using this range function. Another function is enumerate. How we are going to understand this enumerate? Let's check that. I will give you example so that you can understand. Mark down. The enumerate function is, let's say I have a list. In that list I want to count the index also. I want to print the value of that list with the index. For that, let's say I am doing like this, index count is equal to 0. Okay, for letter in hello print something like this at index, this is a placeholder, the value is at index, the it's better right letter is, then we should use string print formatting string format index count. Okay, the second parameter is letter because it will hold each letter. So this is the, here we are, what we are doing here, oh sorry, we haven't increased the index count. Index count plus, see we got that. Let's say, means what I try to achieve here is I am looping in a list. Let's say this list is nothing but a string. I am looping at the string. I want to print the value of each letter with their index position. So this is the old way to do that. There is another way. We can use enumerate method, enumerate operator. Enumerate operator will give me very easily. I don't have to write all these codes. For that, simply I have to type for letter n. Let's say I want to give hello world. You have to type here enumerate. Okay. Print. Let's better give item because it's not only letter. See, we got that all the value with their corresponding index positions. We can do something like this. See, control V, a comma b, because again it's a tuple. Print a comma b. We got this like this. So this is why using this enumerate operator we can easily get the index of the items in a list or in a string. You can do the same thing with a string also. So what is in our next is zip operator. Let's say this. So zip operator is nothing, it will zip to list. Let's say I have a list 1 is equal to 1, 2, 3. And again I have a list 2 is equal to a, the character list. I want to zip both the list. For that I can say final list is equal to zip. Simply it's like you're attaching a zip to your both the list. You can pass both the lists list 2. Check the value what is inside this list. So this is not giving you, it's giving you the zip location in this. So we have to actually iterate over this in order to see the value. For item n final print item. See, we are able to zip both the value. If let's say if I have a list like this, but list 2 is only A, B, C, Again I have to execute this because we have changed. Okay, okay. Even we have see first list containing 5 items but second list containing second item. So what zip is doing, zip will take the lowest number of list and will keep provide your output like this only. It will take only up to ABC, it's the lowest one, so it will zip only those three values for ABC also only. If I want to increase, let's say I want to increase this D, I'm again executing my each cell, shift enter. See, as we increase one item, we already have item here, so zip will apply, zip applied and give you all these things. Now we have something called inbuilt random library in Python. It is actually inbuilt in Python. It will give you some functions which whether we are going to utilize those. Let me choose as a markdown. So we should import that. The library is, we can the syntax is like that: from random means from random library import these many methods. These many methods are available. See, so we are going to use this shuffle. I will show you shuffle, and there is one more called randint. This I will show you these two. For the time we can say shuffle. Okay, now we have the shuffle function imported from random library. Now we can utilize that. How we are going to utilize it? Let's quickly create a list is equal to list. We can use our range function, range 10. We have this my list containing 0 to 9. Let's say I want to shuffle this value. For that, shuffle my list, print the value. This will, okay, it's changing the in place. It's in the shuffle function apply change in place inside my list. So we have to put like this. Like result list is equal to, or simply you can simply check just my list. Shuffled, now check my list. See, it's coming different. Every time you just execute, you will get a different thing. Again you should do, again execute this shuffle. See, the order got changed. So it's for a shuffling. For it will be used in only a testing. If you're dividing your data in a test and a training data set, there it is main useful. There is a one more function called one more function available in this package called randint. For that, from, let's import that from random, import randint. So this function is giving you a random integer value. If you're specifying something like that, randint, if you're telling that okay, start from 0 up to 100, give me any value, it will give you 29 randomly. It will give you, again enter, it will give you from this, from 0 to 100 it can give you any value. For some testing purpose, sometimes it used. Now we come to the end end of this particular video, we have only one topic left, that is called list comprehension. It's a unique way of quickly create a list in. So list comprehension is a way to quickly create a list in Python. Let me choose Markdown. It's a unique way of quickly. It's a unique way of quickly. Okay, so let's say how we can create list in old way. Let's say I have a my string variable, it contains hello. Okay, let's say from this hello I want to create a list. What I will be doing in my old way, or a very fresher guy is what he or she will do. He will simply create a new list. My list is equal to like this. Then it will apply loop for letter in my string my list dot append. Like this way we can create a list. We can fill this my list with these values. Let's print this. See, we got this list as a HELLO as a item. So this is the old way to create a list. Now there is a list comprehension method. In a single line we can create this. Let's check this, how we can do that. You have to do something like this, my list. Okay, this thing, you don't have to do this thing, just copy this. Okay, for letter in my string, this is the same thing. We just have to keep it inside this declaration of this list, and again tell letter for letter in my string. We got this. Let's say if changes. See, we got this. So these are the very quicker way to create a list using any items, any iterative items. There is other way. Let's say I want to do like this, my list 2 is equal to, okay, num for num for num in range 0 to 11. Let's say I want to there is a range, we want to generate a range from 0 to 11, and we want the list to be generated. So this, using the list comprehension syntax, we should use num for num. Every num value will come here and create a list in range 0 to 1. Let's execute this and check the value. See, we got that. Let's say I want to create a list of using range function, and that list should contain only even number. For that, my list is equal to num for num in range 0 to 11. Then we can give here if condition also. If num modulus 2 equal to 0. So it will here we are checking if num modulus is 0 means that particular number is even. Just create a list for that only. See, now we got this only list of even numbers. Let's see what did we cover everything or not. So what we covered so far: control flow, we covered for loops, we covered tuple unpacking, iterate dictionary, we covered while loop, break, continue, pass also we covered. We covered range, enumerate and Jeep operators. We used random library functions such as shuffle and randint. We also checked how to use list comprehension in order to quickly creating a list in Python. Okay, so we covered all this here. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.